Restaurant workers across the country are speaking out. They're exposing which menu items at popular chains you should never order. The gap between marketing and reality is shocking. Current and former employees from 6 major restaurants reveal the overpriced items, quality compromises, and preparation shortcuts that turn familiar favorites into regrettable choices. You trust these restaurants because they're familiar, because millions of people eat there, because the branding suggests quality and consistency. But behind every kitchen door, employees know which items are microwaved frozen products, which proteins sit too long, which fresh ingredients are anything but fresh. The disconnect between what you think you're ordering and what actually arrives at your table is substantial. The corporate restaurant model prioritizes profit margins and operational efficiency over food quality. Every menu item is engineered for maximum profit, using the cheapest ingredients, minimizing labor, maximizing speed. The result is food that looks appealing in photos but disappoints in reality. Employees watch this happen daily and are tired of serving food they wouldn't eat themselves. The franchise system creates additional problems. Corporate sets standards, but individual locations vary wildly in how those standards are implemented. You might have a good experience at one location and a disaster at another. The brand consistency you expect doesn't exist in practice, just varying degrees of corner cutting. The psychological manipulation is sophisticated. These chains invest millions in marketing to create perceptions of freshness, quality, and value. Meanwhile, employees are following procedures designed to maximize profits through portion control, ingredient substitution, and preparation shortcuts. The gap between perception and reality costs you money while delivering inferior food. Today, I'm exposing the worst foods to buy at 6 popular restaurants, according to employees who work there. From seafood disasters to overpriced pasta to items that barely qualify as the proteins they claim to be, these menu choices represent everything wrong with chain restaurant dining. And stick around until the end. We've got 3 bonus restaurant revelations that apply across multiple chains. The bonus section exposes industry-wide practices that affect nearly every chain restaurant you visit. Once you understand these employee insights, you'll order strategically or choose independent restaurants instead. Restaurant 6, Red Lobster, the Endless Shrimp Trap. Let's start with the seafood specialist that employees say serves questionable quality hidden behind unlimited promotions. Red Lobster's Endless Shrimp deal seems like great value. Employees reveal it uses the lowest quality shrimp available, often sitting in warmers for extended periods, and the endless portion sizes shrink dramatically after your first plate. Former Red Lobster workers expose the shrimp reality. The Endless Shrimp isn't the premium tail-on shrimp from the regular menu. It's smaller, lower-grade shrimp purchased specifically for the promotion because it's cheap. The quality is bottom tier, often farm-raised imported shrimp from suppliers with minimal quality standards. The preparation shortcuts multiply during endless shrimp periods. The kitchen is slammed with shrimp orders, so quality suffers. Shrimp gets overcooked, sits under heat lamps too long, and is rushed out without proper attention. Your third plate of shrimp has been sitting while they made other tables' orders, dried out, tough, and far from fresh. The portion manipulation is deliberate. The first plate looks generous to satisfy customers and create good impressions. Subsequent plates have noticeably smaller portions and fewer shrimp per basket. Employees are explicitly told to reduce portions after the first serving to minimize the financial impact of unlimited offerings. What started as 12-15 shrimp drops to 8 to 10 shrimp on later plates. The cooking methods vary by preparation style, but all suffer from volume issues. Fried shrimp sits in degraded oil. Grilled shrimp gets overcooked on crowded grills. Scampi shrimp sits in butter that's been used for multiple batches. The quality decline is systematic across all preparation methods when the promotion is running. Beyond endless shrimp, employees warn against the lobster dishes. The lobster is often previously frozen, not fresh as implied. The quality is standard frozen lobster tail from industrial seafood distributors. Nothing special despite premium pricing. You're paying fresh lobster prices for frozen product that's been sitting in storage. The pasta dishes are microwaved frozen entrees dressed up with garnishes. That shrimp Alfredo or lobster pasta costs Red Lobster maybe $3 to $4 in ingredients, but sells for $18.22. The pasta comes pre-made, the sauce from industrial containers, and the seafood from frozen bulk packages. It's assembled and heated, not cooked fresh. Restaurant 5 Olive Garden, the Italian food theater. Olive Garden positions itself as authentic Italian dining. Employees reveal it's reheated frozen food from industrial suppliers with minimal actual cooking happening on site. The never-ending pasta bowl uses the cheapest possible pasta and sauce combinations while creating an illusion of value through unlimited refills. The pasta arrives pre-cooked and frozen from commissaries. Workers pull frozen pasta bags, microwave them with pre-made sauce, and plate it with garnishes to create the appearance of fresh preparation. The famous breadsticks? Frozen dough that gets baked on site, the only fresh element is baking pre-made dough. The microwave timing is so standardized that workers don't even need cooking skills. The bags have instructions: microwave for X minutes, add sauce, plate. The kitchen operates like a food assembly line where workers follow printed instructions rather than using culinary knowledge or techniques. The chicken dishes use heavily processed chicken, not fresh chicken breasts grilled to order. The chicken parmigiana starts as frozen breaded chicken cutlets that get heated and topped with sauce and cheese. You're eating frozen chicken tenders dressed up as Italian cuisine, sold at sit-down restaurant prices. The soup, salad, and breadsticks deal seems like value until you realize the soup comes from bags that get heated, the salad is bagged greens with bottled dressing, and the breadsticks are frozen dough. The cost to Olive Garden is maybe $2 per person, yet it's marketed as generous Italian hospitality. The unlimited refills don't represent generosity. They represent items so cheap that giving unlimited quantities still maintains massive profit margins. The tour of Italy combining multiple entrees is particularly deceptive. Each component, lasagna, chicken parmigiana, fettuccine alfredo, is a frozen product heated separately then combined on one plate. You're paying $20+ for 3 frozen dinners arranged together. The value proposition is terrible. Employees report that the kitchen is primarily a reheating operation, not actual cooking. The skills required are minimal because everything arrives pre-made. Workers are following assembly instructions, not cooking Italian food. The chefs are food service workers heating frozen products. Restaurant 4, Applebee's, the microwave capital. Applebee's has become infamous among restaurant workers for extensive microwave use. Former employees estimate 70–80% of menu items involve microwave heating at some point. The grill marketing is largely fiction. Most proteins are pre-cooked, frozen, and reheated, rather than grilled fresh. The riblets are a perfect example. They're pre-cooked frozen rib sections that get microwaved, then hit with sauce and briefly broiled to create grill marks. The ribs were cooked weeks ago at a processing facility. You're eating reheated pre-cooked ribs, not ribs that were slow-cooked or grilled at the restaurant. The texture reveals the truth. Properly cooked ribs have tender meat that pulls away from the bone cleanly. Applebee's riblets have a rubbery, reheated texture because the collagen broke down during the original cooking, then the meat tightened during freezing and reheating. The quality difference is obvious to anyone familiar with actual barbecue or fresh-cooked ribs. The pasta dishes are identical to Olive Garden's model: frozen pasta and sauce combinations heated in microwaves. The shrimp dishes use frozen, pre-cooked shrimp. The chicken dishes use frozen chicken. The actual cooking happening at Applebee's is minimal compared to what the menu descriptions imply. The appetizer sampler seems like a deal, but it's just multiple frozen appetizers from the same food service suppliers that stock grocery store freezer aisles. The mozzarella sticks, chicken wings, and other items are products you could buy at Walmart and airfry at home for 60% less money. The steak quality is bottom-tier institutional beef cooked on a flat top or broiler, not a proper grill. The marbling is minimal, the flavor requires heavy seasoning, and the texture is tough because it's cheap meat cooked quickly under time pressure. For $15 to $20, you could buy better quality steak at a grocery store. The portion manipulation extends to drinks. The alcoholic beverages are heavily diluted, poured with minimal alcohol content despite premium pricing. Employees report being trained to minimize pour sizes to maximize profit on drinks where margins are highest. Restaurant 3, TGI Fridays, the frozen food showcase. TGI Fridays markets itself as fun, casual dining with diverse menu options. Employees reveal it's a frozen food reheating operation, barely different from eating at home with better plates. The variety on the menu is achieved through frozen products from dozens of suppliers, not actual cooking versatility. The signature Jack Daniel's sauce that appears on multiple menu items? It comes from industrial containers, not made in-house from the famous whiskey. It's a commercially produced sauce that Fridays licenses and heats. The entire Jack Daniel's menu section is marketing collaboration, not culinary creation. The burger quality is standard frozen patties, the same quality you'd get at mid-tier chains, but priced higher because of the sit-down service model. The toppings are pre-prepped in bulk. The assembly happens quickly because there's no actual cooking beyond heating frozen patties and toasting buns. The desserts are entirely from outside suppliers, usually chain bakeries or frozen dessert manufacturers. That brownie obsession or Oreo madness comes frozen in boxes, gets heated briefly, and is plated with ice cream from commercial tubs. You're paying $8 for desserts that cost Fridays $1.50 or 2. The Asian-inspired menu items are particularly problematic. TGI Fridays isn't equipped for Asian cuisine. They're using frozen egg rolls, frozen dumplings, and bottled sauces to create Asian fusion offerings. The quality is worse than actual Asian restaurants, while prices are comparable or higher. Former employees report that Fridays has among the highest food cost pressures in casual dining. Management constantly pushes workers to minimize portions, use ingredients until they're borderline expired, and upsell drinks where profit margins are better than food. Restaurant 2, Chili's, the fajita deception. Chili's built its reputation on fajitas and southwestern cuisine. Employees reveal the fajitas use pre-cooked frozen chicken and steak reheated on flat tops, not fresh grilled proteins. The sizzling presentation is theater. The skillet is heated separately to create the dramatic entrance while hiding that the meat was cooked hours ago. The fajita protein arrives pre-seasoned and pre-cooked from suppliers. Workers pull frozen bags from the freezer, thaw the protein, reheat it with peppers and onions on the flat top, then transfer to preheated sizzle platters for presentation. The sizzle is from the hot platter, not from fresh cooking your meal. The theatrical presentation is carefully engineered. The platters are heated to extreme temperatures in ovens specifically to create the dramatic sizzle and smoke when food contacts them. This sensory experience, the sound, the smell, the visual drama, creates the impression of fresh off the grill food. The theater disguises the reality that your protein was cooked days or weeks ago at a processing facility. The quality is standard food service frozen protein. The chicken is processed chicken strips, not fresh chicken breast cut and seasoned in-house. The steak is bottom-tier beef that's been mechanically tenderized. The shrimp is frozen, pre-cooked shrimp. Nothing is premium quality despite menu language suggesting otherwise. The baby back ribs follow similar patterns to Applebee's, pre-cooked frozen ribs reheated and sauced. The slow-roasted claim is technically true because they were slow-cooked weeks ago at a processing facility. The reheating at Chili's is quick and efficiency-focused, not slow or careful. The appetizers are frozen food service products. The Southwestern egg rolls, loaded boneless wings, and mozzarella sticks are identical to items you can buy at Costco. You're paying restaurant markup for frozen appetizers that cost Chili's pennies per serving. The margaritas are the primary profit driver. Chili's prices alcohol drinks aggressively while using minimal liquor in each drink. The frozen margarita machines dispense mostly ice and mix with a shot of tequila. But you're paying $8 per drink for maybe $1.50 in ingredients. Restaurant 1, Cheesecake Factory, the overpriced quantity over quality trap. Here's your winner for the restaurant with the worst value proposition. Cheesecake Factory has a massive menu suggesting versatility and quality. Employees reveal the huge menu requires frozen products and reheating because no kitchen can actually cook 200-plus items fresh to order. The portions are large to justify high prices, but the quality is terrible. The menu size is a red flag. No restaurant can maintain fresh ingredients and skilled preparation for 200-plus menu items. The solution is frozen, pre-made entrees from suppliers, industrial sauces, and assembly line preparation. You're eating frozen dinners plated to look like restaurant food, charged at premium sit-down restaurant prices. The pasta dishes cost $16 to $20, but are frozen pasta with jarred sauce, heated, and garnished. The cost to Cheesecake Factory is $3 to $4 per plate. The markup is astronomical for food that requires minimal preparation skill or time. You could buy better frozen pasta dinners at grocery stores for $5 or 6. The fish and seafood items use frozen seafood that's been sitting in inventory for weeks. The turnover on seafood is low because most customers order the Cheesecake branded items or pasta. Your salmon or shrimp has been frozen for extended periods, potentially developing freezer burn and quality degradation. The chicken dishes use the same processed frozen chicken as other chains. The chicken Madeira, chicken Bellagio, and other chicken entrees start with frozen breaded or plain chicken cutlets reheated and topped with various sauces and toppings. The base product is identical, only the toppings vary. The portion sizes are manipulative psychology. The plates are enormous to justify $18 to $25 entrees, but the actual food quantity is padded with cheap fillers. That pasta dish looks huge, but it's mostly pasta with minimal protein or vegetables. The portions create illusions of value while the per-bite quality is terrible. The cheesecakes are the only items with legitimate quality because they're made at central facilities and distributed. But even here, the markup is substantial. A slice costing Cheesecake Factory $2 to $3 sells for $8 to $9. The captive audience after dinner means people pay it despite the price being triple what grocery store cheesecake costs. The staffing model reveals priorities. Cheesecake Factory hires servers who can carry heavy plates and memorize the massive menu, not skilled cooks. The kitchen workers are food assemblers, not chefs. The skills required are minimal because everything is pre-made and requires only reheating and plating. Former employees report that working Cheesecake Factory kitchens is assembly line work. Pull frozen item from freezer, heat according to timer, add sauce from container, plate with garnish, send out. The repetitive nature reflects the reality. This isn't cooking, it's industrial food service operations. The cleaning standards suffer because the kitchen is constantly slammed with orders from the huge menu. Equipment doesn't get cleaned properly because workers are prioritizing getting food out. Cross-contamination risks are high because the same surfaces and tools are used for dozens of different menu items rapidly. The pricing exploits location and atmosphere. Cheesecake Factory situates in high-rent malls and shopping districts, creating the perception of upscale dining. The interior is designed to feel fancy, but the food quality doesn't match the environment or prices. You're paying for location and ambiance, not food quality. We exposed 6 restaurants, but some problems span the entire chain restaurant industry. Bonus 1. The fresh marketing lie? Across nearly all chains, fresh means not frozen at this exact moment, rather than recently prepared from whole ingredients. Ingredients that were frozen for transport, thawed days ago, and held in refrigeration are marketed as fresh. The definition is so loose it's essentially meaningless. Actual fresh from whole ingredients cooking is rare in chain restaurants. Bonus 2. The allergy accommodation. Illusion chains advertise accommodating dietary restrictions and allergies. Employees reveal the cross-contamination is so extensive in chain, kitchens that truly allergen-free preparation is nearly impossible. The same surfaces, tools, and fryers are used for everything. If you have serious allergies, chain restaurants are risky despite menu claims about accommodation. Bonus 3. The health inspection score. Deception. Health inspection scores posted at restaurants show performance on the day inspectors visited. Employees report that many locations get advance notice of inspections and do deep cleaning beforehand. The score represents best-case cleanliness, not daily operating standards. The kitchen cleanliness when inspectors aren't there is significantly worse than the posted score suggests. You've now heard from employees at 6 major restaurants plus 3 industry-wide revelations. The pattern is undeniable. Chain restaurants prioritize profit margins over food quality through frozen products, reheating operations, and psychological manipulation that creates illusions of value and freshness. The fundamental problem is the corporate chain model. To maximize profits across hundreds of locations, chains need cheap ingredients, minimal labor, and fast service. This requires frozen pre-made food, assembly line preparation, and workers who are operators rather than cooks. The result is mediocre food at premium prices. The marketing sophistication masks the reality. These chains invest millions in advertising, menu photography, and brand positioning to create perceptions that the actual food doesn't deliver. The gap between expectation and reality is where they extract profit. You pay for the perception while receiving inferior product. Smart restaurant dining requires understanding these realities. Chain restaurants are convenient and consistently mediocre. If you choose chains for convenience, do so with realistic expectations about quality. Don't expect actual cooking or fresh ingredients. You're eating industrially produced food assembled on site. Better options exist at similar or lower price points. Local independent restaurants actually cook food because their reputation depends on quality. Ethnic restaurants operated by immigrants often provide authentic cuisine at chain restaurant prices. Even some fast casual chains are more honest about what they serve than sit-down chains pretending to cook. For specific items employees recommend avoiding. Skip seafood at non-seafood chains. Avoid any protein described as grilled unless you see an actual grill. Skip pasta at American chains. Go to actual Italian restaurants. Don't order salads at restaurants famous for other items. Avoid any endless or unlimited promotions where quality is sacrificed for quantity. The price-to-quality ratio at chains is terrible. You're paying $15 to $25 for entrees made from $3 to $5 in ingredients that required minimal preparation skill. Cook at home or find independent restaurants where your money buys actual quality rather than branded experiences. Share this information with friends who regularly eat at these chains. They deserve to understand what employees know, that they're paying premium prices for frozen food assembly operations. Many people would make different choices if they understood the gap between marketing and reality. Now, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the Hidden Menu and tell us in the comments, which chain restaurant surprised you most? Have you had experiences that confirm what employees revealed? At the Hidden Menu, we believe in food transparency, employee perspectives, and helping people make informed dining choices. Stop accepting frozen food assemblies at restaurant prices.